The old Clockmaker, the guardian of time, knew what had happened. The delicate gears of the universe had jammed. His voice, the only thing that could move, echoed through the silence, calling out for the only ones who could help, the Numeral Knights. From their slumber on ancient stone tablets, the numerals 1 through 9 glowed with a soft light. They sprang to life, each a small, armored knight with a personality matching their number. 0, called 1. We need our leader, but 0 was missing. 0 was the most important knight, the placeholder, the multiplier, the one who gave the others their full power. Without him, the other numbers were incomplete. They found a clue, a single, round footprint leading into the Fractal Forest. The forest was a maze of repeating patterns and confusing mirrors. The knights had to use their unique properties to navigate. Even-numbered knights found paths divisible by 2, while prime-numbered knights found hidden doorways invisible to the others. Guarding the forest were equation eagles, who swooped down, shrieking math problems. "What is 7 squared?" one cried. The knights had to huddle together. 7 stood proud, and the others formed 49 around him to pass. Teamwork was key. Next, they encountered tricky fraction foxes who offered shortcuts in exchange for being divided. "Give half of yourselves to us," they yipped. The knights refused, knowing that to be divided was to be weakened. They held their value and found another way. The path was blocked by thick, thorny theorem vines that only unknotted when arranged in a correct number sequence. The knights had to quickly organize themselves in perfect ascending order to pass, with 9 valiantly taking the rear. The trail led to a dark cave. Inside, they found 0, not captured but hiding. He felt worthless. "I'm nothing," he sighed. "I have no value like you all. The clock doesn't need a 0. 1, the first knight, spoke up. "Without you, I can only be 1. With you, I can be 10, 100, 1,000. You don't add value. You multiply it. You are the potential for greatness in all of us." The other knights nodded in agreement. As they left the cave, geometry geckos on the walls shifted the angles of the path, trying to trap them in an infinite loop. The knights had to calculate the correct angle of escape using their collective knowledge. Their final obstacle was a vast canyon, Calculus Canyon, where the bridge had crumbled. To cross, they had to calculate the rate of change of the wind and use a giant leaf as a glider, a problem solved by their combined logic. They raced back to the motionless clock tower. The frozen world watched their every move. The great gears were jammed with a dark, sticky substance, the physical form of hopelessness and the belief that nothing matters. The knights couldn't move the gears themselves. They had to form equations whose solutions were the perfect amount of torque needed. 3 by 3, shouted 9, and a gear turned. 8 to 1, shouted 7, and another moved. The main drive gear was stuck fast. All the other numbers pushed, but it wouldn't budge. 0 realized this was his purpose. He rolled into place next to the 1. Together, they formed 10. With a mighty, multiplied force, the gear lurched forward. Asterisk clunk, whir, tick, asterisk then, tuck, the great pendulum swung. The clock tower chimed. Time flowed back into the world. The Numeral Knights took their places on the clock face, with 0 right where he belonged.